yourself using any other timetabling tool?
I wouldn't like to now. Yeah, I know a deputy that took a job at another school on the basis that they bought Edval. He wasn't willing to go if he wasn't able to timetable with that product.
Jackie, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Michael.
Can you tell us why you chose Edval in the first place?
We looked at everything that was on the market and we were just impressed with the scope of what your product, what Edval can provide.
Yep.
And our experience, second to none.
Which feature of Edval has made a significant difference to your schools that you've been at?
One of the things I have absolutely loved about Edval is the exam timetabling feature. To be able to use the algorithms and to tweak the algorithms means that I can reduce the workloads of teachers by making it more equitable in terms of exam supervisions. It's about maintaining a positive school culture, and I think that feature within Edval allows us to do that.
How has Edval helped the school run more efficiently?
One of the greatest benefits of having Edval is certainly Edval Daily, and that is something that underpins how our school starts in the morning. So obviously with the capacity to change classrooms, the capacity for then people to know where everyone is on one day, the use of a head teacher being able to use Edval Daily to look at in the morning and to make sure that whatever casuals are coming in are ready and they know what that casual is, so they don't have to look in 4 different places to find that information. So I think Edval Daily is certainly something that is synonymous with the running of our school. Given also that we have a business manager that manages casuals, not a teacher, so teaching her how to work in that administrative role, but also from an educational perspective on what teachers go on what classes and how she can best support the school in that administrative stuff. It has been really significant in terms of the day-to-day smoothness, and we just don't have a problem because of that Edval Daily.
How have you found Edval's responsiveness in terms of listening to improvements to the software?
Okay, so 12 months ago I came to this very event looking at single sign-on, because a lot of our systems use single sign-on and Edval was using web codes, which was pretty tedious for staff to have to remember a web code. So logging on with the same credentials on all the systems was very advantageous. And Edval came to me about 3 or 4 months later with a solution, and we've been on single sign-on ever since. So it was really good, and it's really changed the school.
We noticed excellent support team. I've been calling your colleagues when I was desperate, and they've been replying right away, which brings my stress down.
Christine, thank you for joining us, and thank you for all of your years of support. How has Edval helped you and the school operate more efficiently?
Because we're such a unique in our structure, we run an individual pathway type of approach. So every student has a different timetable, and it changes on a regular basis twice a year.
Yep.
We needed to have a system that would accommodate to our very unique structure, and it was Edval that really made that effort to come to our party, not making us change to fit with the model. So having that level of service from yourself and others to really make it what we had work best for us.
Do you know if there's been cost savings to your school because of Edval?
I think so, because it's minimised the amount of time we have to have teachers off. And in fact, to put the timetable, I think this year we took maybe 5 days off across 2 people. So, I don't know many schools, and I certainly know the old way we used to do it, that would have been literally, we would have had to take 2 staff off, relieve them, and paid relief for at least 2 weeks.
I remember being at a school where they used to pay the executive. They have 2 of the executive members of the school spend all of term 4 creating a timetable, and when you think about the price of that, those teachers, the executive members, they cost about $180,000 a year. So a quarter of that, let's say it's only 40 grand a year for that one term that you're going to pay that exec member. You've got 2 of those working on a timetable, even 1 of those working on a timetable. That's a large expense on your timetabling, and you can save so much of that just by switching over to Edval.
What kind of an impact has the software had on student outcomes at the school?
As a senior campus, it's really important for us to make sure that students choose the right pattern of study. And one of the great features in Edval is the ability for students to choose online and to have a set of pre-written rules, make sure that those students get the pattern of study that they need to achieve the outcome they want. For example, our students might need to choose an ATAR or a non-ATAR pattern of study. And so by having these rules, we can make sure that if they've chosen ATAR, that they're getting the subjects they need to achieve that ATAR. It also gives us the data in terms of their subject selection very early and allows us to make informed decisions about what subjects we're going to run and which subjects we're not going to run, and or go and re-interview students around particular subjects. So it helps us make decisions that are informed and in a timely manner.
So firstly, I want to start by asking you about a story that you told us last year about how you got your students to help you out with the timetabling when you were teaching IT.
Okay, yep. So, look, basically I'm a software design teacher, and one of the main components of software design concepts is the generation of arrays and algorithms. So, obviously Edval requires quite a lot of understanding and in-depth analysis of arrays, and its algorithms were already really powerful. Once the class lists were generated, once the subjects were generated, once all the rotations were constructed, all that stuff was created for every different year grade. I actually gave them copies of the file and challenged them to find the best score. There was a year where they actually found a better one than I was able to.
How has Edval helped in terms of day-to-day operations of your school?
Well, definitely Edval Daily really helps us. Being able to search for those teachers and instantly being able to see what they've already been given, how their load is looking over a fortnight, gives a bit more equity into our day-to-day timetabling and cover.
What do you believe are the strengths of Edval software?
I think the strengths are that whoever wrote it is a genius, because coming from an IT background, I understand software, so I would never imagine how it was created, and it just automates so many things that we've done manually in the past that I think it'll be a massive time saver.
What do you believe are the strengths of Edval as a company?
The support. So we just feel really confident that if we run into trouble that Edval will be there to help us through it and solve any problems. So obviously the first year you're going to come across stumbling blocks and problems, it's inevitable, but I feel that whatever it is, we'll have Edval sort of by our side to do it.
Why would you recommend Edval?
First of all, they have something that ticks every aspect of organisational admin at school. Whoever's in charge cares about their product. It's not simply, we'll get back to you.
Well, I've advised a lot of schools to go to Edval that are probably not still using pin boards, but certainly other products, because of the automation that solves it. I mean, Edval will just churn away in the background, churn away and try and solve it, and then away you go. So.
But at the end of the day, even though with those fantastic automatic features that Edval provides, you are still in control and you can still make manual changes to
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Terrific.
What are some of the other ways that Edval has helped you change the way that you timetable? Did you find yourself doing it a slightly different way, maybe because of the Edval technology?
Because of setting things up with those kinds of preferences rather than hard locking, Edval the software is able to suggest things I wouldn't have even thought of. With Edval lines or the elective line module, as I said, there was a combination. It might have been art and music, and we always kept art and music apart because we thought arty people might want to do both of those. We always kept textiles and food tech apart. And Edval will say, well, you really got no need to. This is like one kid that's chosen it out of the whole form. So when you allow it, when you don't lock it in, then you can run Edval. You can put those things in and run it old school, but I don't think you're getting the best out of Edval when you do that. So when you allow it to, when you challenge the people, why do you want that? The early people at Edval back then that I was, like Chris Cooper used to help me a little bit, and I'd say, I needed to do this. He'd say, why? Yeah. Because of this. Well, we could actually do it better if we did it this way.
Lifesavers. Edval, every time if I ever had an issue or a slight, like how do I do this better, or can I do this? How do I solve this problem? Just within a matter of just picking up the phone, I've got somebody helping me, send me through your file, or they're able to walk me through it on the phone. I've always been brilliant. Edval has been very, very supportive and very willing to deal with my crazy ideas and how could I make this better. And I certainly think that that's one of the biggest, positive talking points for Edval, is that they're very dedicated to customer service.